Chhaya Kharade, 36, and other women doing lighter farm work were gradually replaced by the machines that now crisscross wheat, sugar cane, and onion fields surrounding Chincholi, a village 190 kilometers, 120 miles, east of India's financial hub of Mumbai. I should be busy now, as the wheat harvesting is going on. But there is hardly any work for me. Almost all farmers are using machines, Kharade said in her Spartan two-room house. Indian women, especially those working in precarious informal sectors, are at the sharp end of what economists and opposition politicians describe as a jobs crisis in India. According to the Private Centre for Monitoring Indian Economy, CMIE, 90% of around 10 million jobs lost last year were held by women. While Modi remains the favorite in general elections that kick off next month, insufficient employment, despite India's roughly 7% economic growth rate, is a major voter worry. Modi's government has not done anything to create employment in this region. We would like to vote for a party that will set up factories and create jobs, said Mumtaj Malani, a 40-year-old woman who was plucking weeds from a pearl millet field in the area. She said she usually struggles to find work due to the spread of machines. The dwindling female labor participation rate could have far-reaching implications for India's economic development and the progress of women's rights in the often deeply conservative country. When nearly 50% of the labor force is unable to live up to its potential, India is foregoing significant growth, investment, and productivity gains, said Milan Vaishnav, director of the South Asia program at the Carnegie Endowment. The social costs, while less tangible, are nevertheless acute, Vaishnav added, noting research suggests women's economic empowerment reduces inequality and ensures women have a greater voice in society. Measuring the problem is tricky, and Modi's government has delayed the release of controversial jobs data. L3N 2121 QE private estimates are gloomier. CMIE puts the figure at just 10.7% between May and August 2018. Double whammy, note ban and GST. To be sure, the loss of jobs to machines is a global issue, but Indian women have a more limited range of alternative work than their male counterparts. And in family-focused India, women across economic lines often quit work after getting married or having children. Also, as some families' earnings rise, more women can afford to become caregivers. Still, when compared to nations with similar income levels, India's female labor participation rate is a distinct outlier, according to Vaishnav. Economists say Modi's two signature economic policies, a ban on high-value banknotes in 2016 and the implementation of a national sales tax rate, GST, in 2017, have hurt women more than men because they are more likely to be employed in vulnerable, informal workplaces. Demonetization thrust the informal, cash-based economy into turmoil. A year later, many small businesses went under, unable to deal with GST's complexities or rate increases. If there are fewer jobs available, who will move out? The women will move out, because they get lower wages. The men will go compete for the few jobs, said CMIE CEO Mahesh Vyas. In Dharavi, a Mumbai slum that is one of Asia's largest, 33-year-old Farzana Begum has struggled to provide for her 5 children since the workshop she stitched buttons for shut shop in the wake of GST. I have stopped all extra spending on clothes and good food, said Begum. If you ask anyone in Dharavi, everyone has seen a fall in income, lost their jobs or seen factories close after GST. Her dismay was echoed on the other side of the country, in a village near the eastern city of Kolkata, where Nuran Nisa's earnings from embroidering saris fell from 700 rupees a week to 300 after demonetization. Following GST, work ground to a halt and her embroidery machine is gathering dust. Modi's note ban and GST measures have destroyed our source of income, said Nisa, 41, who withdrew her son from university because tuition fees grew out of reach. I will vote for the leader who will help us out with proper work and income, she added. As the battle for women's votes heats up, Modi has pointed to programs to provide toilets and subsidized cooking gas cylinders as evidence his administration cares for women. This month, the main opposition party, Congress, vowed to reserve a third of federal government jobs for women if elected. Hard work to hire women? We do not find too many women in the segment we service, even though we would like to hire more women because they are more sincere, there is less attrition and they can multitask, said Vineet Pandey, who owns Mumbai-based housekeeping firms Chhaya Facilities and Services, and Indian women sometimes do not take jobs far from home due to fears for their safety. Call centers or factories run by multinationals often attract women workers by providing transport after late shifts, but working at many other jobs entails commutes on packed trains and buses through India's teeming and cities. One businessman who employs roughly 1,000 men at his chemical factory in southern India, says hiring women would mean providing separate bathrooms and transport at night. He argues bypassing men would also stoke tensions in India, where economic transformations and an influx of technology are testing the social fabric. In the rural areas, it is a more patriarchal society. If we give jobs to women and not men, there will be complaints from men, said the businessman, who asked to remain anonymous. It is to maintain harmony. In any case, it is a moot point for now. His plant, struggling with high costs of power and transport, is not hiring.